You think you know how to beat Minecraft? Well, try to beat it in a server where it's completely against the rules and the server is in the middle of a bloody war between two factions that want to both end your life. I wish I was joking because this viewer invited me to his 1.17 Minecraft SMP and I made it my only goal to beat the game within a couple hours. So here's what happened. The Red Cartel was the faction that started the war on the SMP because their leader, Firebomb11, wanted to keep the SMP server private, not allowing any members from the public to join. Whereas the other faction, the Moonlight Clan, was more lenient and wanted members from the public to join. But soon Firebomb and the Red Cartel went on a killing spree and apparently wanted to kill everyone who wasn't an original member of the SMP and came from the public.
Yeah, excessive, right?
But get this, as soon as I joined the SMP and started making progress to beat the game, reaching full iron tools, full iron armor and almost ready to go to the nether, I was approached by my friend from the Red Cartel, Alpharex, to join their faction. So me, being the tactical genius I am, declined because I had no interest in their petty war and wanted to focus on beating the game. But I didn't tell this to anyone. I was interrupted by my friend from the Moonlight Clan from earlier who, unsurprisingly, wanted me to join them for the same battle as well. He reminded me that the Red faction supposedly hated members from the public, remember, and they probably wanted to kill me. I figured he was right and it was better to have the protection from the Moonlight Clan since I was technically a member of the public.
But that didn't stop me from trying to beat the game anyway, and as soon as I got my ender pearls from both capitalism and genocide and continued to the nether fortress,
I noticed something very strange. There were no blaze spawners at all. That's right. In fact, I managed to find 2 whole other fortresses and guess what? None of them had blaze spawners either. This was bad because I totally needed those for Ender Eyes, right? Because nobody on the server had even bothered to look for a stronghold until now. Which is when I took the opportunity to ask one of the admins, who happened to be Firebomb himself, the leader of the Red Cartel, about the absence of blaze spawners. He was suspicious and asked me if I was planning something, so unsurprisingly I lied. Which is when he told me something bloody bizarre. Get this, the owner of the server, who is the leader of the Moonlight Clan, personally disabled natural blaze spawns so he could maintain monopoly over the server's blaze rod supply. And remember when I said the Moonlight Clan wanted members of the public to join the SMP? Yeah, well apparently the only reason they were okay with that was so that they could recruit these new public members and force them to manually farm blazes.
I'm gonna be honest, this shit made no sense.
But I knew what I had to do. I had a plan to use the Moonlight Clan's weird forced labor policy to help me beat the game. And how am I gonna do that, you may ask? Right now I was in the nether right next to a portal. I had all the pearls I needed but still needed blaze rods to complete the eyes. But oh no blaze rods because no spawner. But here's the thing, Firebomb also told me that since I agreed to be in Moonlight Clan for protection, right, they would eventually ask me to come back and force me to farm blazes, which were only available at their base. So my plan was to steal the blaze rods that were farmed and kept in a chest underground apparently and continue to beat the game. But there were 2 problems here, you see. Number 1, I was sure as soon as I yoinked the rods from Moonlight they were going to hunt me down, meaning I would be put in a Minecraft manhunt situation as soon as I steal the blaze rods
against God knows how many hunters.
And the second problem was, well, I'm trash at speedrunning. I knew I wouldn't last a minute in a chase against these sweaty SMP people. So to help me with that, I did the only thing I know how. Practice speedrunning. That's right, I immediately hopped on a Minecraft manhunt practice server, practicing manhunt after manhunt after manhunt, running from hunters, dying in lava, falling into the void and getting absolutely owned by mobs for literal hours on end.
Until I was confident in my dodging skills.
I even wore a dream skin while practicing to increase my luck. Oh, I hate myself. And with all those manhunts practiced, it was finally time to beat this SMP, and just like clockwork, as soon as I joined back on the server, my quote-unquote informant friend told me to immediately leave the nether and come back to Moonlight home base. So like a YouTuber that just got cancelled, I pretended to be confused. I followed him back and sure enough was introduced to the infamous blaze farm where I knew they were gonna force me to work immediately. So I played along with him for a bit and got started killing manually spawned in blazes until he left the area to get armor, which was when it was game time. First I immediately tried to dig below the spawner to find the blaze chest, but oh no, it was all claimed and couldn't be broken because of the plugin, which would be game over for any other human being, but that isn't a problem for the swag meister. I turned on my trash Wi-Fi router, left and rejoined the server with 17.5 thousand ping, immediately spammed my right click and opened the chest before the claim plugin welcome message, which would allow me to bypass the plugin firms and access the items in the chest. Then I stole all the rods, turned them into ender eyes and escaped. But this was when I saw the leader of Moonlight finally type in chat, which was when I recognized that username and realized he was the same person who tweeted at me and invited me to join the SMP in the first place, meaning they willfully wanted me to join just to force me to farm blaze rods. What the hell? Listen, I couldn't get distracted. I needed to continue speedrunning and beat the game. I was able to make it to just about halfway towards the stronghold before the guard came back and Moonlight realized their workforce was missing a certain swagman. So they instantly sent 2 people to come after me and told me they knew what I was up to. It was finally manhunt time. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, the chase between me and the Moonlight henchman was underwhelming. I could easily say it was a difficult manhunt and I had to struggle to survive, but just take a look at this. Homie, what is this? I was able to ignore them and use some lame jukes to get enough distance to finally reach the stronghold, so this was it. I hurried to open the end portal that was luckily not disabled, entered the end bridge to the main island and started destroying crystals. And with all the crystals gone, I started smacking up the dragon, but then the 2 hunters that they sent finally caught up to me. Listen, I needed to beat the game desperately, so I prioritized and geared up to end these fools. But right as I got my sword out and charged at both of them full force, I kid you not, that was the exact moment when the server got shut down. You can't make this stuff up. And the funniest part is, the SMP has never opened back up since then. It's been 3 months. What a waste of time.